The main contributors to the increase were housing and utilities, food, transport and miscellaneous goods and services. Food and non-alcoholic beverages inflation slowed to 6.1% in February from 7.2% the previous month. Prices in the milk, eggs and cheese category also remain high, indicative of the lingering effects of the avian flu. Also adding to the inflationary pressures is fuel costs, with prices of both grades of petrol up by 75 cents per litre in February, while diesel increased by 73 cents per litre.
With eggs 30.7% more expensive than a year ago. Although the current average price of R25.48 for a tray of 6 eggs is down from its peak of R25.85 in December last year, it is still higher than the February 2023 average price of R21.13. Annual rice inflation swelled to 25% in February from 23.8% in January. A 1 kilo bag of rice set consumers back an average R31.83 in February, sharply up from R23.54 a year ago. Pizza and pies have seen sharp price increases too, rising by 17.5% in the 12 months to February.
Inflation is still expected to decelerate in the months to come, though there are upside risks. And with the inflation number remaining sticky at the moment, it's widely expected that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank will leave the repo rate unchanged at its meeting next week.
Going forward, we think inflation could settle at 5.5% in March, but we'll still have meaningful month-on-month pressure, which will be driven by your survey outcomes on education, for example, your first quarter outcomes for housing. And we also remain concerned about food inflation going towards the middle of the year, especially given the adverse weather patterns and how that has affected crop estimates. We think that the MPC is probably going to continue to flag this upside risk to inflation, but we think that interest rates will remain unchanged at the upcoming meeting.
Inflation is expected to average 5% this year, slowing from 6% last year. The Bureau for Economic Research's Inflation Expectation Survey puts the average salaries and wage increases for this year at around 5%. Meanwhile, government has announced that civil servants will receive a 4.7% salary increase from the 1st of next month, in line with a 2-year wage agreement signed last year. Gloria Sefakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.